Is to, instead of the exit just for downtown, that it comes into a point where there's an intersection here that feeds traffic from Tampa Heights.
Because I understand that the city of Tampa is growing, but I'm afraid that Tampa Heights and the homes that are here are being neglected in a part of the vision. Because everything I see so far is about filtering people towards Channel South and filtering people to downtown. Everything that existed towards the people who live in this area has been eliminated, and it's not a part of the plan. So it looks like right now with the current plan, we're not a part of the current plan, and we're going to be greatly inconvenienced as far as time, about 20 minutes. Based on the traffic and the amount of school zones that are in the area, it's adding 20 minutes because I've taken those routes currently with those other options. If you take those exits, it's adding 20 minutes if you go downtown to enter or if you go up to Martin Luther King, if you live within the Tampa Heights area, because there's several schools in that zone, and you need to account that into your time.
What we're looking at is to find a way to connect this area into the ramp system through either Morgan Street or...
And not just the exit, because that seems to be the only thing that's a part of the plan is the exit.
Well, it'd be an exit and then potentially an entrance. So you go across the interchange and then enter.
But you're coming down to Morgan. So I'm going back with the total plan and the changes within it. So you've got an exit that was once here that exited out as a feed into here that's been eliminated. You have within the time frame of these plans, and as they build on top of them. So I'm talking about the entire plan so that we're on the same page. You have one that's been eliminated from here. You have this that's been revamped to just be 2 when it used to be 4. Because you used to be able to exit out to where it would lead you to, you could either divide and go to downtown in 4 different ways. So the exit that led into being able to go into Tampa Heights was eliminated, and now you have to go down to the Jefferson that leads towards as if you're going to the Ship. But they've eliminated you being able to turn there on Scott and come back into the Heights. They've got all this construction and things, and their future plan is to cut that off. So with that being cut off and this being a one-way that feeds you all the way out until you come up to Nebraska, to come all the way back around, that's where I'm talking about the time.
Okay.
So you've got, what I'm looking at here is from the plans on what they have, anyone who lives here is going to have to add an additional 20 to 30 minutes just to be able to come to that option. Whereas now, that option, you can go multiple ways, and it was difficult with this. And now with you taking the Nebraska exit off of both ways, you're looking at really needing to go outside of the way. And I don't know if you're factoring in that large pond that's there and the one-way system that feeds into that, or if you're factoring in the fact that if you live in Tampa Heights, it's going to require you to go through Robles Park, which is a very heavy area with drug infection and shooting, in order to be able to get onto the interstate.
Well, I think what I'm trying to say is based on the feedback we're getting about if Florida Nebraska ramps are closed, we want to provide another access point in for Tampa Heights.
Because a lot of people use that Florida Nebraska as a way of getting into downtown.
Oh, sure.
And as a way of leaving from Ybor City without the congestion.
Yeah, it's definitely an easy way to get to here in this area from the interstate, for sure. Well, one thing we're considering is instead of these ramps just feeding down like they do today, to open them back up so that they feed into the local street network, so that you come into a street and you can come north on Morgan Street. You can take Morgan Street down and enter the interstate. Exits would then come off of both I-4 and 275 down towards this area so that you can not only go south, but you can exit and go north or west. So because of these things and because of the input, we're looking at ways to open up the access for those general lanes.
because with this current system, my only problem is for if you're living in this area, you got to come into downtown, take all of those one-ways and all of the stops. I know they're opening a lot of things up with two-ways, but you're looking at the block system of lights of every block.
It's either you're going this
The
way or
lights,
you're going
the lights for traffic are not going to change. Even if they change the one-ways, the lights for traffic are still going to be in the same place. So you're looking at a light at every intersection that you have to go down and filter in just to be able to try to circle around the entire block to be able to go up north.
Right, and that's what we're trying to eliminate is some of that having to go too far out to be able to either get back on or get off. So,
Because currently, if you're thinking about the Martin Luther King as an alternate, no matter what time of day you go, if you're feeding from Nebraska Avenue or if you're feeding from Central or from Nebraska or Florida Avenue, you're looking at 20 minutes to cover 4 blocks.